Do you know your husband kissed me right on the lips? A big smackaroo it was. I don't want to say that.
It's okay.
If I make any mistakes, I'm using Marge Corso's glasses. Okay. They said no gifts allowed. And I said, well, I just can't let that go by. So not being an English major or anything, I hope you'll excuse me, Jane. And I don't want to be rated at the end of it either. I don't want any of your damn A, B, C, Ds. Or F minus. Birthday greetings. Goodness gracious, is it true? I ask you, Irene Hartley Heil. You're 90 years old and looking good. And so peppy all the while. I think back to teaching the line dance class. And you, your lady, was a pain in the task. And we laughed and danced and laughed some more. You were always so much fun, a soup du jour. Your smile is contagious. You pass it around. And all who meet you say, a friend I have found. So happy birthday, dear friend. And I must tell, I like you, I love you, I think you are swell. If I had a peanut, I'd give you the shell. So keep on keeping on with a great big smile. You are truly a treasure. Irene Hartley Heil. You know, I'm married to a very thoughtful guy. You probably didn't know that, right? But Bill is very thoughtful. Last night I was in bed and he came out of the bathroom. And I said, Bill, did you brush your teeth? He said, yeah, and I brushed yours too. But whenever I'm asked if I'll come by and tell a joke at a festivity such as this, I'll say to Bill, what joke do you think I should tell? And he said, you know my favorite. My favorite is the joke about Mama Snake. And that's pretty appropriate because it's kind of my favorite too. And it was given to me by my favorite friend, Irene Hartley, when there was no Heil. So the story of Mama Snake goes, Mama Snake was almost out of food in the cabinets and needed to go to the store. And she didn't want to take the pesky kids with her. So she gathered them around and she said, now kids, I need to go to the store and you can't come. So you stay here, you play nice in the house. And when you have to hiss, you go hiss in the pit in the backyard. And if you get tired of that, you can go hiss in Mrs. Potts' pit next door. You think this is easy telling? So the kids were nice in the house, and when they had to hiss, they went out to their pit. And they got tired of that, so they went over to hiss in Mrs. Potts' pit. But Mrs. Pot came out and she said, you kids can't hiss in my pit. You go home and you hiss in your own pit. So they were all upset, and some of them were crying away. And Mama Snake came back. She said, now were you kids good while I was gone? They said, yes, Mama. We were good in the house. When we had to hiss, we went out to hiss in the pit. And we got tired of that. So we went over to hiss in Mrs. Potts' pit. But Mrs. Pot came out and chased us. She said, you can't hiss in my pit. You go home and you hiss in your own pit. And Mama Snake said, well, how do you like that? I knew Mrs. Pot when she didn't have a pit to hiss in.